we start meeting over again because they want. Next on the agenda, public comment. Seeing there's no public. Rest of this bill, okay. Approval of June 25th, June 2025 meeting minutes.
I have one comment. I'd like to add one word. Under 6A, park maintenance, in the first line at the end, says that open space having a chance to review the updated site plan. And the word updated.
Okay.
Any other additions or corrections? Motion to approve.
Make a motion.
Second. Favor? Aye. Opposed? All right, next on the agenda here is financial report.
Terry, do you know how much we're paying on the bond? The rate? I mean, you're not gonna do it now because rates are higher, so I'm just.
Hang on to what, Bob?
On the bond,
On the bond, what's the interest rate on the bonds?
I am not 100% sure, but I can find out. I can ask Kathleen, yeah.
Do you have any questions or comments on the financial report?
You have monies other than this, or
That's all of it, yep, for the open space trust fund, yep.
Question on the Meadows, the $7,500, is that catching up several months' worth of bills, or that's not 1 month's activity, is it?
Yes, that's catching up on a few months of the propane bill, yep.
Now that Bob's not here to answer this question, but suburban propane is technically the most expensive propane business in the company in the town. Did Meadows put that out to bid or anything, or did anybody know how they do that?
They didn't put it out to bid because these were existing, like, services and bills. They haven't, like, done anything to change it yet.
Is there a contract until a certain date when that ends?
I believe that they are in it until the end of 2025, and so then after that, we can,
Can we find out for the next meeting in September what we're getting charged gallon,
charge per gallon, yeah.
unit, whatever?
Heating oil.
Heating on, you could be.
Heating, well, some of the houses have heating oil, so you want heating oil too.
Did we have any water at Van Dyne, Van Wickle?
I wasn't told anything, but I would imagine that there was water on Easton Ave, so, yeah, was there any water last night, she's saying, at Van Wickle?
I
haven't been told anything, but, yeah.
Never saw it there last night either, so. All right, there's no more comments or questions on the finance report, motion to approve it.
I'll make a motion.
Second.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
We may have a flood insurance claim, that's why I bring it up. I see flood insurance, we just paid the renewal for that policy, so.
We did, yes, we did.
All right.
The planning board adopted the trails plan on June 18th, so it's been adopted into the master plan. There's some edits that I have to make after the fact, so I'm working on those now, and then I'll send the final version to Mark Healy, and he can post it on the website. But with the edits, they adopted the trails plan, so that is now done.
Congratulations.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Yes.
It's a big
That
project.
was a lot, yeah.
Happy to have it.
Yes.
I'm gonna hold off on the open space budget for now. Try to get through, whole business. We'll go back to really the just what the meeting is about tonight.
I can just run through it real quick if you want. The three things in old business?
Yes.
Okay. The Somerset County Trails Grant Program, we talked about at the last meeting. So working on that little by little. So that is still gonna be, we're still working on it. The repair of the bird blind at Negri Napodi, I got an update from Mariana today at DPW that they have ordered the supplies and they're going to be delivered to Negri Napodi, and then they'll let us know, when they're in so that Chris Williams can finish working on that. The Sustainable Jersey recertification, we got back the first round of comments, so they approved 345 and we need 350. So there was a few items to change. I went through and made the changes, resubmitted it with 375. So that should definitely give us the buffer we need. So now that should be done. And that's it.
All right, let's jump to consultants report. Any questions on Sarah's report?
How did your kids do in all their competitions?
Oh gosh, yeah, I was just saying, so my daughter got second at the national, which was great for her solo, and my son, he just plays on the basketball team, but he did well. So yeah, he did well. They won one and they lost one. So thank you.
Let's go back to the budget.
The minutes? Yes, put that in the minutes. That's important news. Yes.
You do the trails advisory plan and then go to the open space.
We did those. Yeah, we just did those. We ran through them 1, 2, 3.
New business?
Yeah, old business. We went through all the old business.
No, I'm saying new business.
Oh yeah, we did that. Yep.
You must have been sleeping.
Wake up over there, the board. All right, last meeting we had talked about different things, looked at our minutes and put it in there. One of the things that we had some, I won't say misinformation, but weren't up to date on is how much the town takes in on the open space trust fund tax every year. Right now, even though we're spending $800,000, we're at thanks to the mayor, do a lot of homework. We're at 9.3 is the total percent of the budget because we're getting in 8.3 million. Oh, that's something we need to be aware of going down the road. The other thing, in with the budget, we in January made a committee up to look at the budget, and that meeting was never called. That committee meeting was never called. That's on me. But we're going to plan on doing that either December or January, so we can bring a formal budget to this committee in February at the latest. Arnie, you want to take over?
The only thing I had to discuss was, it's not on the agenda, it would be Catalpa. Was there something else under the open space budget that you were referring to?
Oh, we're trying to run off the minutes now of the last meeting. What we talked about, the committee talked about different things we weren't happy with, and one of the things we weren't happy with is why we haven't seen this revised trail plan, revised site plan for Catalpa.
Yeah, so, we had talked about the fact that, I guess it was, we've been asking for several months for the Catalpa plan, and at one point, and I don't remember which meeting, about 3 meetings ago, when Bob Morlocker told us that it goes to the Township Council first, and then we get to see it, which is backwards. And we should have said something at the time, we did not. And then next thing I knew, it was out for bid. So we never got a chance to see the revised plan that was sent out for bid. So it really comes down to what we talked about at the last meeting. You know, we're appointed to do certain things, and council can do whatever they want, regardless of what we say. But there are certain things that we're supposed to do, like review plans and give our input, in this advise. And in this case, you know, we did not. And it's, you know, sort of transparency. It's a matter of respect for us. I mean, I think we here represent the people of Franklin Township because we speak to other people in the town. Just looking for that transparency and, you know, a little bit of respect and do things the right way. And I'm hoping that tonight we can take a look at the Catalpa plan. I don't know if that's available. I mean, it's great. I mean, we may have no comments, but it'd be nice to see it. I know there have been changes. We approved it several years ago, but we approved it in another form. There's been changes since then.
Yeah, yeah.
So it'd be nice to get a look at it.
I do have it. Do you want to look at it now, or did you want to finish talking about your other business?
Topic off at a time.
Alrighty.
So for those of you who have been on the committee, most people who have been on the committee for a long time, but those of you who are new to the committee, when the first time I ran for mayor was against Chris Kelly, and one of the key issues in that election was Catalpa Park. I've been mayor for 10 years. This thing has been held up by DEP.
For 12 years.
And so the original, or I shouldn't say the original plans, the plans that let's go back to the original plans. The original plans had a whole other section, probably as big as the two sections here.
Sorry, I have to reopen it because it's
recreation areas, playing fields, things like that. And that was relatively quickly thrown away. This is what got passed by council. This is very similar to what was passed by council back then. This is a stream right there. That thing that comes out a little bit, that's a stream, and a wood turtle was suspected to have been seen there. So they had to move stuff around away from that stream. So some of the tennis courts and the what are now pickleball courts had to be moved.
Sorry, this is taking a long time. Just give me 1 second because it's kind of
And when she gets it up there, can you give us a little perspective as to where South Middlebush Road is?
Where the flag is.
Right corner.
close it. Let's reopen it. I closed everything else so that it would open properly. Okay, let's try it again. Okay, I'm just gonna leave it with the bookmarks up instead of trying to close it because it's acting like a nut. Okay.
So you see the stream that I was pointing to, and around its semicircle? That semicircle is the distance from the wood turtle that you had to be. So there were tennis courts in there before. That's been moved out. Some of the tennis courts have been converted to pickle courts. We got a grant for the playground. So the playground has a little bit more stuff in it, and it's, what's the word for it?
Oh, it's inclusive. So yeah, it's for, yeah, all of
Can
the.
you use your pointer and show us where
Yeah.
the playground is?
Sure, yeah, you want me to go up there, or?
Yeah, wherever the mayor's talking about each piece.
Okay, yeah, this is like acting a little up. Okay, so
Use your mouse.
this is the playground up, well, this is the community garden, right? Yeah? Community garden, let me back up and like see
Is
what
that where the dumpster is now?
Off the driveway?
Screen.
Make sure I go like a dump.
Oh, yeah, it gets like summed
Use-
up,
use your
yeah.
mouse.
Okay,
Yeah, just use your mouse.
yeah, I like use the mouse, but let's see if it,
That dark horseshoe, I think, is
this here,
it's a playground.
playground, parking lot. Yeah, this is the playground area. This is the parking lot. These are basketball courts right here. This up here is a community garden. This is where it's pickleball courts right here. Yep.
Yes.
And these are 2 dedicated tennis courts.
Yep.
So these remain tennis courts. These are pickleball courts, which can easily be, used for tennis as well. These are cricket fields, 1 and 2 over here.
2 basketball courts.
The basketball courts, and then what the mayor was saying before is this area here, this bump out, this is the additional area that DEP required us to have as a buffer to the stream. So originally, these tennis courts and pickleball courts were a little further up, so they have not changed. That the size of them, whatever, hasn't changed. They've just been moved down to accommodate the required additional stream buffer.
It's south, right? Everything was moved south.
Yes. So that's the main change there. What else can I tell you?
Sorry, is that the driveway next to the?
This here is the driveway, so one side goes into this side here.
The trail is right next to it.
Yes. This side.
Okay. The cricket court looks like it goes right up to the trail now. 'Cause in the past, it wasn't that close.
The pickleball court. Oh,
No,
pickleball.
not pickleball. Sorry, the
Cricket.
cricket.
Cricket. Okay.
I don't think the cricket's fields have moved.
No, the cricket fields were not moved. It was this area over here, the tennis courts, the pickleball courts, and basically everything on this side.
And the roads, can you point out what we're looking at here?
Yes, so this is the driveway that comes off of Old Fleet. Is that how you say Fleet?
Old
Yeah,
Fleet, yeah.
Fleet.
Middle Bush to the right, upper right.
Top right.
Yep, South Middle.
Bush there. So does that come out here and 27 is down here?
Yes.
Because that's where the apartments start. If you get a little more south on South Middle Bush.
Apartments are down here.
Correct. Yes.
And can you tell me where Pachalik's house is?
So basically, you come down this driveway. This is the gate that leads to the Pachalik section over here, and his house is. I wish I could zoom in, but his house, Mayor, right, is right over here. Yes. And there will be a gate here. So as you come down the driveway, there will be a gate that basically blocks people off from going into the Pachalik section. And then you continue on your way down here. And
Now, is that the existing trail?
is that the, where the driveway is, you mean?
Beyond that?
It would
That
be,
gray shaded area, is that the trail, our current trail?
is my mouse on it, or are you looking at something else?
Continue it, going down towards where you're saying the playground is?
Oh, down here,
This-
this here?
I'm asking if this is the existing trail that goes, and there's another tree houses over there.
No.
No, I don't think so, 'cause I remember,
The
no.
existing trails that just skirt the, property lines.
The existing trail, I saw it on here before, yeah, it's not on like where Vanessa was just pointing, but I know she's right, it is like kind of in that area.
That little part that comes down.
And the parking for the cricket fields, is that next to the community garden? Is that what that is, a big parking lot?
The parking for the cricket field, yes, so this is the community garden over here.
Right. And that's parking?
Yes, yep, cricket, yeah. Pickleball, tennis, basketball, playground parking. Yeah, and then again, at the street buffer, expanded street buffer here.
What is to the left of what we're looking at now? That you've got the tennis courts and the pickleball. What's to the left of that?
So here's the tennis and the pickleball, and you wanna know what's over here, you're saying?
Way over there and further to the left.
That's the property boundary, isn't it?
Was the golf course. And once you get beyond.
Bunker Hill is on the other side.
Bunker Hill is over there.
Golf course is over here.
Okay. What's the distance from, let's say, from the tennis courts and the pickleball courts to the other side of the map there? You know,
So from here to like where the cricket is?
yeah, a couple of 100 feet or something.
Let me look and see the legend on my screen. Oh, that's hard to read there. That's, okay, let's see if I can see what the legend says.
That's gotta be 100 yards at least, or more.
More.
I'm just looking to see if I can read the numbers there. They're so small, this legend. 1 inch equals, like, it's unreadable, basically. Let me see if I can zoom in on it. If I can find that number, then I can measure it for you, but I just have to be able to read it.
Well, cricket field's got 100 yards, I'm guessing.
I would think so, right?
Yeah, so that should give you a scale.
300 or more yards.
I would guess so, yeah. Oh, wait, let me see this little.
There are two different kinds of cricket ball pitches. Do we have one of each, or is it both? Are they both the same? Like the top one looks like it's.
Slightly different in size.
The
Yeah,
top
well-
one looks a little larger. Yeah.
I don't know, actually.
No, that's correct, the difference in size.
Yeah.
Now, the cricket fields are gonna be used, both they're used for soccer and cricket, or just how they're gonna be set up?
The idea was to make it multi-use, and they're using a pitch appropriate for that. They're not using professional pitch, because that would not work with the multi-field concept.
Proposed 400 by 459 cricket field. So this one is here 400 by 459, the smaller one. Let's see if I,
Feet.
yeah,
That's 450 by 516
okay.
to the right. Right, above it. Yeah.
Oh, okay, got, yep, 450 by 516. So yeah, this one is slightly larger. So
1.5
that's,
football fields.
By 200 an acre, isn't it? 200 feet by 200 feet, is it? Is it 206 by 206?
Just know about football.
About football, you should know about all dimensions. Not right, Phil, but is it we said an acre 206 by 206? And 1 acre zoning is 200 by 200.
Yeah, that's 40,000 square feet. So that's
Right, so they're,
He's the engineer on that.
If it helps, the larger one is typically for the harder ball, and the
Okay.
smaller one is for a softball.
perfect, that does help actually.
American
yeah.
League and National League.
Kind of.
So,
Mayor, is this park going to be developed in stages or all one shot?
I think it's one shot.
When does construction begin?
I mean,
When does construction begin?
I'm guessing this summer, but I don't know that.
This summer?
This summer, or perhaps in the fall.
with all the-
It's out to bid. If that gives you.
with all the delays, what was the initial cost of building this park?
I don't remember the numbers, but it's a lot more now.
Thanks to the
The
DEP.
DEP tried to charge us to refile because it had gone so long. And Warlocker went nuts, saying, we went so long because of you, and they backed down.
Yeah, but I mean, just the initial cost, I mean, the cost itself was gonna be, you know, if we said 3 million back then, it's gotta be 9 million now,
I don't think it's triple, I think it was another 30% or
30%, 40% more.
but I don't quote me on
No,
it.
no,
This is off the top of my,
until they come out the bid, we won't know for sure.
right,
All right,
there's a bathroom.
put it this way, it's not gonna be less.
right.
Sarah, I know one of the things that, way back when this was originally, proposed when I was in the Trails Committee, well, actually, but back then, like, we were, told that we would be included in the trail, like, being involved with, as far as like where the trail was gonna be. The trail was not in the original plans. This that was something they were gonna be developing.
Yes.
You had input with that. Is there a
Yes.
trail on here?
There is not a trail on here, as far as I can see. I think there is still the ability, obviously, of course, to develop a trail, and I think
I think that thing that comes out.
Are we eliminating the trail?
Well, I can't tell, like, what is,
I think it was on
you
here.
know what I mean, taking the trail up, I can't tell from this.
Yeah.
That thing's sticking out.
Well, there was supposed to be something like from like where the playground tennis courts were that was like there's a wooded area that like leads to the current trail, and they wanted to have something in that wooded area there that would connect.
Here we go. Existing, here's the brown trail up here.
Where?
I just don't picture that in my mind. You go down-
Existing brown trail, this portion, yes.
Oh, that little squiggle dot dot?
Mhm. That's the trail. The existing brown trail. So I think I remember correctly you saying that a while back, is that Trails Committee would help develop a trail on and I think the plan was, this is like what I've been told, is that the plan is that the park development would happen and then the trail would be, thought about and designed, and that the Trails Committee would be
Right,
involved.
just like that, because they wanted to connect, not that we were getting, I didn't think we were getting rid of our current trail.
Right.
Are we?
It says on here, the note I see,
That's what it is.
it says, where'd it go?
Up in the route trail to be
Yeah.
removed.
Existing ground trail to be removed.
That's not good. We just put this whole big trails plan together, which includes the brown trail, and you're taking it out. I think the right hand needs to talk to the left hand.
That's what it looks like, yeah. Because it looks like it goes through here, right? And crosses over the driveway.
It does.
Yeah, which we know it does, yeah.
So basically that's just, is it just a section of the brown trail by where the cricket ball fields will be? That kind of goes where the farm stand was on the corner of Old Fleet and South Middlebush to the driveway? That section entirely is gone?
From looking at this plan, that's what it looks like.
Okay, but then past the driveway, is it back? The section that goes
Yeah.
along the stream, make the left, heading down to where the tree house is. Is that part gone too?
Let me look and see. I don't see it listed here. And wouldn't it go right through here?
It's just so, I still have a hard time orienting myself without.
Here's the driveway, so here's where, let me back up.
That wide part is the driveway, right?
Yes. And here's the existing brown trail, it's this. So see, you're going, and then it would cross here. So you know where this crossing is?
I do.
So that helps you like orient yourself. Now normally it would cross here and it would go up through, right?
Yes.
So it would be up here, I don't see it listed there.
You go to the top left-hand
That
corner.
wasn't
do you
like
see
that.
it?
That wasn't like that. Okay, so maybe that's one of the changes. Okay, where does the brown trail
Right there, what's that?
Hold on one second. Let me keep looking, but I
Dot
don't,
and dash, the way it showed before,
Yeah.
does not look like it's there.
You arrow down just a hair. Look too much. The squiggly line I'm looking at. Keep going, right there, what is that?
this is a proposed basin.
Okay.
Squiggly lines.
Tree line, yeah, so that's the tree line, and then inside, yeah, so the squiggly line around it is the tree line of it.
Alright.
It looks like the brown trail goes around basketball courts and takes a turn to go along with the border for the wood turtle, and then takes a left after the end of the semicircle. See what I'm saying?
Let me see here. Oh, there's a proposed bocce, in case anyone wants to propose bocce there. Proposed vinyl coated chain link fence, bocce area. So here's where,
Farm basket.
So this is the trail, this is the brown trail here, this marker, this like line on there, and then it would cross here.
Dash and two
Yeah.
dots. Where does it reemerge?
And then from here, it would normally go up this way.
Did you say the house, the farmhouse was, because the farmhouse is really the end of that driveway, but you didn't say it was over there.
Farmhouse, okay, so now I've enlarged it, so, hang on. So, give me a second here. Okay, so, that's Old Fleet. Okay, so here's the driveway, right? Here's where this is where the wooden gate is gonna be,
Okay.
and then this is where it goes into the Pachalix area, I guess, beyond
Okay.
this. So yeah, the house is it's around here, I don't even know if it's
Okay,
around
okay.
here, yeah.
And then the brown trail is right, not too far from where your cursor is, right?
Yes, the brown trail picks up, so we're going down the road here, and then the brown trail is down a little bit.
There it is. It's the line and the two dots,
Isn't
right?
this it right here, Tara? Oh, it's there and there.
It's this. See, that's the proposed brown trail, and then here's where it would cross the driveway.
You're right, Vanessa, there's a dash and two
There's
dots.
another one. Do you see it, Tara?
I
There's like, there's another, so here's the trail here, that's the same one up there. That's the same pattern.
It crosses
Right,
the
yeah.
driveway closer to that top parking lot.
Yeah.
That trail looks like it's higher up. This right here looks like it's higher up there,
Yeah.
where it says SO and FMA. Or
So
HA.
that's the flood hazard area line, the FHA. But, yeah, that's the flood.
But right, see where the blue
Yeah.
rectangle is? To the right, of the far right edge. See the FHA right below that? There's two dots and the line. That's the same,
Yeah,
over to the right of the blue.
And up a little.
Right there.
okay.
What's
Is
that?
that meant to be where the brown trail is? See the two dots on the far side of the
A
driveway?
little bit to the right of where you are, yeah, that.
And you cross the driveway and there's another
Right.
line and two
But
dots.
there's no, right, but that's not labeled, so I'm not sure exactly what, I mean, I know it looks like the same pattern, but I don't know I can't tell you what that is, because that's not the existing brown trail, right? That's not the location of the existing brown
Is it
trail.
worth asking the firm whose name is in the bottom right-hand corner?
Tara, if you look up to, don't move that, but where it says SO, on the top,
Like here?
further up. Yeah, follow SO
Okay.
and go,
Look at streaming.
yeah, so go a little bit to your left. Just stay there. Just
Okay.
take your arrow, here, turn around and I'll show you. Right there. So if you go a little bit further down, that's the same pattern, just,
Yeah.
tiny
Right
little
below
touch,
that, yeah.
right there.
Right here.
Mhm.
Yeah. But it goes into there, yeah,
And then it crosses the stream and follows the, FHA.
yeah. Oh, right, then it follows this, yeah.
But
Wood turtle habitat.
these trails are, the trails are the original plan, not the updates, right?
The trails were the
So
original
what we're talking about
plan?
now was in the original plan, not on the updates.
No, Vanessa's saying no, that they weren't there, or they were.
Trail?
Yeah.
If I remember correctly, like, it wasn't, the plans originally were not changing the current trail, but there was gonna be an addition to it, coming off of where the tennis courts and basketball courts were going to be, which does not look to me like this is the spot that they were originally.
That trail looks like it goes up to,
So it wasn't supposed to impact the trail, it was only supposed to be an additional trail added.
Right.
That we were gonna have a say in where that was going.
And I'm wondering if when the basketball courts and the tennis courts had to be moved down because of the wetlands, the increased stream buffer, I'm wondering if that's when it changed. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
originally these basketball and tennis courts were supposed to be
So I'm
Further up.
taking it that not only Trail Committee did not see updates on this either.
No.
And it would have been good to ask questions on this before it got approved.
It should be good to see it. It'd be nice to kind of see this with an outline of where the current trail is. Like, you know, you always do your layers.
Yes.
That would be helpful to kind of, to see that, to kind of
Yeah.
see what the, because right now it looks like there's no trail. And it looks like you're putting a buffer of trees over by what the golf course was. And I don't know, so when would, I guess I'm really wondering where the current trail, what part of the current trail still exists, if at all? Like, or, because I know that the part of the original plan that had soccer fields over behind the houses, that got eliminated, right?
Right.
We left the cricket by the townhouses. The real homes were able to get that out of the plan. So I'm thinking that part, which is by where the treehouse is,
Right.
the treehouse section from the treehouse to Bunker Hill Natural Area where the cliffs are. I'm assuming that's the same.
I think so, yes, I would assume so, yeah.
But then that area, that whole part of the trail that goes from the L shape that's going from the driveway to the treehouse is what I'm not, it seems like that may have been eliminated.
Yes, that's, I mean, I can only tell you what I see on here, which is, that's where the crossing is currently. I don't know, so it looks like something is maybe just being moved up here, but it's really not labeled, so I'm gonna have to figure that out.
Trevor, where are the bathrooms out of this site? Is it gonna be right in the back of the property?
There is a bathroom over by the cricket field. Let me see if I can find it.
Right
This
there.
is a bathroom,
Okay.
right here by the cricket field.
Nice to know.
Oh yeah, and the tank, yep. And then the other bathroom, I think was over here somewhere. Let me see. What is this?
It's closer to the
Oh,
playground.
no. Where is it by, Steven?
It's closer to, if you look by the parking lot.
The parking lot?
Go down a little bit into the playground area, if you see it, there's a proposed bathroom, top lot area, picnic area, it's kind of right in the middle.
Oh, like right over here somewhere?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And then the other the other bathroom is around within this area. That's it. So it's this here is a bathroom. So there and by the cricket fields.
Well, I just question I need bathrooms, but putting a bathroom so far in the back of the property, who's gonna manage or maintain, does public work, like, look at these bathrooms every day, or how's it gonna happen? Because I don't know what happened to the Middlebush Park bathrooms, I don't have no idea, you know. But, you know, one up front by the, you know, it's way in the back of the property, so I just worry about vandalism, put it that way.
Well, they are both by the parking areas too, so there's, you know, that's where most people are gonna park in those areas. There will be people around there, and it kind of makes sense to have it close to the parking
Oh,
lot.
I agree with you there, but
Will it be connected to a sewer system?
No.
No, even though the sewer system goes right underneath, it's not in the sewer system. So they're gonna have and they can't have, septic, so they're gonna have tanks that are emptied, period. 500-gallon tanks. That's a long way from the cricket courts to the playground. You can't put a lot of bathrooms up
No,
front.
I understand, I get that.
Yeah.
But you understand where I'm coming from, being away in the back there like that. You know, nobody's gonna close the park off at night, it's gonna be open.
I don't know if the bathroom's actually open now.
So,
Bathroom's always closed, no matter what.
You're gonna close the gates at dark? Because I don't think Middlebush Park is closed at night.
so for the bathroom spot with our other parks that we have, we have keys that you need to be permitted out for those facilities, whether it's the athletic fields or if you're having a picnic. We give the keys out, so they're not opened or time locked or like that. We supplement it for just regular use, typically with portable toilets. So I don't know if that's the plan, but as far as the management of the bathroom itself, it would probably be similar to what we do with Middlebush, Inman, and Williams, where we control who has it.
What did Parks and Rec think of the plan?
Well, selfishly, cricket is probably our biggest need. So bringing 2 cricket fields is really kind of relieves the amount of demand we receive yearly. We typically get about 30 to 35 applications for a season that runs from April to October. We get down to where we actually separate it in alternate weeks, and we're still only able to accommodate maybe half of those. And some of them do come from out of town, so we prioritize those who meet our requirement of 51% or higher of residents that live in Franklin on that key. So it will help to satisfy some of those additional requirements, but cricket teams continue to develop as it has become more popular. So that is helpful, and also the change from tennis to pickleball, because as I'm sure you all know, pickleball has become probably the fastest growing recreational sport in our country. So having dedicated pickleball courts will be helpful because we only have the 3 at Castleton. That's in a different location to be able to have that many. Again, selfishly, we can also run programs and perhaps some events with those pickleball courts, and that also relieve some of the existing tennis courts, because you do still have folks who will use pickleball, who will use tennis courts for pickleball. It is lined for it. But if we get into some disputes that, hey, I'm here to play tennis, you can go play pickleball over there. Well, I'm here first. So that may help alleviate some of that, having that and the 2 additional tennis courts. And then another picnic area is helpful too, because that has just grown immense. Is the whether it's the birthday party, the graduation party, those sort of events. So
At some point, we'll have to recruit somebody to take charge of the garden.
So I can also speak to that. This year we took charge of the Williams Community Garden. So we, in-house within our recreation staff, did registration, set up a system where we went ahead and provided a lock and a code for folks to go ahead and use that. Managed any kind of issues that have come up with, we have a water source there and the pipe roads, and we work with Public Works to get that fixed. So it has actually been very helpful knowing that this is coming down the pipeline, so that way, I will fully admit I'm not a gardening person. I can help kill plants really well, but I'm not a gardening person, so I've learned a lot.
But there's water gonna be there.
That's from what I understand, that there's water, that there will be water there, and if
That was
not,
certainly always planned.
and if not, we have, even when when water was not accessible over at Williams, we did some alternative things, and we've been starting to look into how can we collect natural water, whether it's through rain barrels, which is that may not be the easiest way, and if we have to supplement it other ways, we can kind of think through that. We're actually going to purchase some just open barrels and be able to fill them and put spigots there, so if the water source goes down. So again, things we've learned in the first year we've run the community garden. So
Well, that'd be a good thing to get into the plan as well. I know when we were looking at Williams Park for green infrastructure pieces, one of the things that was recommended was taking water from the rooftop that covers the picnic area. But there was no gutter on it, there was no, so if we could get something in at this level, that would be great to put it into a cistern or rain barrel.
what I did learn, again, in my garden education, is that, because we looked at that too, we actually have awnings over at the pool that we could have set rain barrels up, but most of the folks there grow food, and because of the chemicals that are on the roof, it's not ideal to go ahead and then reuse that water as the, as a source to water that. If we were just doing natural plants, that would be okay, but it's not recommended to do that. And then also to make sure that on the rain barrels that we put a screen on top to keep any mosquitoes out and all that.
Any more questions comments on this?
Yeah, Did we see like a Google map overview of this, with trees and everything, and can you put that up there?
With the plan over it, or
No, just not necessarily.
just the aerial photo of
The
it?
aerial photo.
Maps, just to kind of get a sense of it
Yeah.
currently.
search. Area, get the address. Or something.
The Old Fleet and South Middle Bush.
Address, whatever it is. Talent.
All right.
Talent address and, it's a donut.
Oh, wait, yeah.
All right. Oh, yeah. The Wi-Fi here is killing me. Okay, so this is South Middle Bush right here.
Where is it?
15 Old Fleet.
This is the Brown Trail, right? This is the, here, like, this is like the part that I added.
That's the part you want to see in?
No, you just gotta go back this way, so, no, go the other way.
Point which way? I'm sorry, I'm looking at you
Bring
now.
this down. Okay, stop. So this is right before the cliffs. So this is
Right.
along the golf course.
Right here, yep.
And then that goes around through here. And then,
15 Old Fleet is Evelyn's house.
It's block 2002 and lot 8, I guess.
It's the rectangle right
oh
there.
yeah, and there's the farm.
Okay, hold on. Gotta zoom.
You have it.
Okay, so this is Butler Road here. Here's Old Fleet.
That's hopefully right. So that's Catawba right there where you hit the hand. That'll be probably the cricket fields there.
So can you show, like, point out where the cricket fields are, where the tennis courts are, where the pickleball courts are?
Like, how far west is when does it stop?
Okay,
So we know like this is where the crickets are going. I know
Right,
that
yeah.
part.
so let me look at the map. So we got the cricket fields there on that right portion, right? And then we got the driveway. So it looks like when you're coming on the driveway, to the left of it's going to be this parking area, and to the right will be the bathroom. So we're coming on the driveway here. So here's going to be
Where's the turtles?
this down here. Down here is going to be the parking lot. I said the bathroom will be to the right of it. And then we got a community garden, it looks like, right? That's the community garden. So they got community garden, basketball courts down here, right?
Where the basketball courts were right now, what you're looking at?
Hang on, I got it
Letter
here.
B,
Pickleball court, basketball court right off the driveway. So, okay, so we're coming down here.
I think this is the, quick,
Yeah, the crickets are over here.
this is the farmhouse.
Yep,
This is where the farmhouse meets the driveway.
right.
The,
So then over here is gonna be, this will be like the community garden.
I think that's more-
pickleball.
Community gardens over here.
Okay. It would be a lot easier to see it like actually on this map instead of guessing, absolutely, but I mean,
Right where the hand is.
If I could, are you saying
yeah.
the community garden is gonna be up here?
No.
I'm gonna show you the map and you can
Just
compare.
above where the,
I really
Numbers
see the
are
trees
in the-
up there.
I can't put it on, like I can't put this on there.
No, I know, but
Right.
if you put the trees up there and then
Point, he wants us to point on the trees,
extrapolate
not
to
on
show where different things are.
See, I just sent it.
so you
Okay.
see that thin white line that goes up?
This?
Yes, and it goes
That's
up,
the trail.
yeah.
Okay.
It turns 90 degrees, then 90 degrees again, and then goes up to.
90.
So that's the entry, where that line hits that double line,
Okay.
that's the entryway.
Mhm.
And about where it takes that jog, the 90-90. that-
90.
Yeah, that part is roughly where the bridge is.
Okay.
So the what do you call it, the community garden's kind of in that little.
In this area here?
A little more to the right,
Okay, up there.
more right about there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is it in this green area that looks like? Yeah.
I don't know that.
Okay.
I didn't get it yet.
And then, so, okay, that's the community garden, and where are the tennis courts and the pickleball courts and the tennis, and the, basketball, pickleball, and tennis?
Not there.
Right here. somewhere in, like, around
Right
here.
where the trees are.
There's a hardwood forest there, we gotta knock that down.
That was my first question. We're knocking out a tremendous amount of trees for
That's an old forest
for
too.
the tennis, pickleball, and
It was largely red cedar there, and then as you go further south, it is hardwood.
About, from the hanging down, it was hardwood probably. If I remember the property right.
The part we're not developing.
and so we're building tennis, pickleball, and whatever else up there.
Basketball.
Basketball, and we're gonna be taking down trees there. And how far is it from there? These are houses here.
Yeah.
Can we have an idea of how far it is from there to these houses?
Roughly here.
Mhm.
This is hard to measure like this because I just want to put the disclaimer out that I have no clue if this is correct. So I'm just gonna let you know that.
1,000 feet.
From there to there,
Mhm.
928.
928.
Good guess, Phil.
Okay. And so we are gonna have, so they're gonna be taking down trees here, but there should be trees still here, hopefully, as a buffer between the courts here and these houses here.
No.
That's what it sounds like? Does that sound right?
Let's look and see. All right, so that's where, so we got pickleball, tennis. Then this is where this is the playground area. Proposed tree line is this squiggly area around here, and it goes, let's see, it goes all the way up to, I guess where the line is, where the new setback for the stream is.
But those housing that we were looking at, where there's gonna be trees up there, the housing is down here.
Right.
And
Right
it's gonna
one.
be at 900 feet from say the tennis courts, pickleball courts to the housing. And trees are gonna be taken down, but there's still gonna be some trees buffering between those courts
I
and
would
the
think
housing,
so,
it looks
yes. That's what it looks like from what I'm looking at.
Tara, could you put up the Google map one more time, please? What's going in behind the houses, below the hardwoods?
Mhm.
What's going on? There used to be an open field, I'm sure it's overgrown now with, invasive species. What's going in that field? Is that
The
where?
lighter green?
This
Talking
here?
about over there?
Yeah.
That's where another phase of it was going to be, and that was taken out of the plan.
Oh, it should be a trail through
There's
that.
gonna be playing fields and
Okay, so that back portion of the property, nothing's gonna happen
nothing's
to.
gonna happen there.
In the original.
Marty?
But it's not trees, but it's like low, it's shrubbery.
Yeah, it's stuff, it's, growth. But the way it looks to me, where they're putting this stuff, they're gonna lose a good portion of that woods.
Yes. Now, this is more residential up here?
Yes, but that's Butler Road and the golf course. That's the golf course, you look where your hand is there.
No,
But this is residential
That's
here.
residential.
And it's maybe 100 feet, 200 feet from these pickleball courts and tennis courts from there to there?
Well, there's a strip of woods that we don't see that.
Right, there's a strip of woods here,
I
right?
believe a cliff there.
Uh-huh.
But I think it looks to me, we're gonna lose quite a bit of that hardwood forest.
Mhm. My concern for bringing this up, pickleball is a very loud game. When the ball hits the racket, it's very loud. Now, I know you did a study, there was a study done as far as cricket pitch was done. There was a study done for noise for the cricket pitches. But as far as pickleball, it's hard to tell how much buffer there is and how close they are to these houses and to those houses there. And if there's not a lot of distance and not a tremendous amount of buffer, that could be an issue. But without knowing the real details, it's hard to say. But that would be a concern of mine.
All right, I agree.
A study was done on the noise for cricket?
I believe so. I think I read that in the minutes somewhere.
Sure wasn't the
I
middle-aged
agree.
men screaming in pain?
Pardon me?
Sure wasn't the middle-aged men screaming in pain?
Well, that could have been part of the study. The
Not that I know anything about that.
unamplified human voice is not regulated, so, not a problem.
You know, my concern, I agree with you on the noise on that, Arnie, but my big concern is that hardwood forest, because of the fact we're buying forested property in town to preserve.
Well, it's
And
a
we-
two-part thing. We don't want to take down hardwood forest.
Right.
And if we're taking it down, it's making it more of a possibility for a noise issue to
Correct.
occur on residential properties here, residential properties there. Now, we don't know what the exact footage is and, how far. I
Right.
mean, you need a substantial amount of wooded area to buffer noise between the courts and the residents. But, we don't have, exact numbers as to feet and how much is getting cut down and how much is left. So that was my biggest reason for wanting to look at this here. Now, the trails comes up, that's another thing. But that's my concern, and I think that's something that needs to be paid attention to.
Yes, I agree with you. All right.
It looks to me like, it looks like this part will still, hopefully that part of the trail will still be the same. And then what I was understanding before was the playground stuff was gonna be up there, and then this area here, we were gonna design some type of like a loop kind of a trail, so you could like go from that and then connect to the existing trail. So my hope is that we could, still, figure that out.
I think once it gets built, you can figure out trails pretty easy, once the thing is there. Once it gets built, you can
Yeah.
connect things. All right, if there are no more comments on that, let's move on. One of the other concerns last month was, Phil and I talked about this a little bit last night, the frustration of how open space work is planned and executed.
Yes, okay. Alright, give me 1 second here. One second here.
So this is the spreadsheet that they use for mowing. And you can see the colored column. Green is nothing to worry about. Yellow is it's coming due to be mowed, and if she goes down later, you'll see red if you've gone past the date. The last mowed date is there, and all the dates that the mowing has occurred goes along the way. So all you would have to do, take one of the red ones and just fill in. Go to the right. Go right. So column I.
Column I, okay, and go to one of the red ones.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so go to column F
F, all right.
and put in today's date. You see it turns green. And then it knows each area that gets mowed at a periodic rate. It has built into it how long to wait, and it tells you when it next needs to be mowed, and that's how they decide when to mow, and that's how they keep track of what's been mowed.
Question on that, Mayor. Right there, consulate emissions is line 118.
We discussed that today.
Okay, because Reich City M brought it up.
Greg came in today to discuss another issue, and we discussed that.
Yeah. And he would like it on an earlier cycle, because he's saying that big field is being mowed next week for the first time, not on 7/9. I think that must be referring to around the buildings.
Oh, he brought up that both sides need to be mowed, and, yeah. Last
Because of the noxious weeds.
Right, yes.
Problem for
Yeah.
adjacent farmers.
He brought that up this morning, and so we forwarded the
He came to one of our
meetings.
meetings and brought it up too.
Yeah, and we
I'm wondering
forwarded
if that could be
DPW.
advanced on a calendar to be a May date instead of waiting till late July? For the big fields, not the cricket fields.
One of the problems with town has, and I think this affects town, there's a state law talks about noxious weeds and multiple, Canadian thistle is one of them.
Yeah.
You get fined for everything.
Right.
And we've got if anybody ever pressed the issue in town, we've got stuff blown all over the place from that. We're in violation of the state law by not mowing this beforehand and taking care of the Canadian thistle.
I guess it's that, the multiflora rosa, the cedar trees, and the dog bane are all problematic. So maybe the schedule could be revised.
Okay, that's fine.
Is there anything on this spreadsheet about watering trees?
No, that's in the tree maintenance plan, which is before shade tree now.
When did Shade Tree get that?
I don't know.
We got it back in, I think, November, and there were comments on it, and we're waiting for another version of it. I believe that's where we are with it. It basically talks about trees having to be watered at certain times of the year and certain amount of times per week in certain circumstances. But there's really no how to implement it, how it's going to be implemented by the DPW or whoever does it, so that we know that it is, there's a schedule in it, but who's going to be doing it, where's it going to be on the schedule, how's it going to be inserted into the schedule here, and who's going to be.
See, this is just a mowing schedule.
I understand, this is a mowing
That's
schedule.
part of the problem. We got mowing schedule, we have no other schedule about how they do other maintenance on our properties.
I don't know the detailed inner workings of everything that goes on, but this is well organized. I don't know whether they do the same for other routine things. I think.
Well, one of my biggest gripes is we planted a beautiful tree for your mother at the Memorial Forest, and we've been asked since we planted that tree to get fence fixed, and the fence is still falling
So
down.
you and I talked about this. So there's a list of projects you want done.
There you go.
I think what this committee needs, and maybe Tara has it already, I don't know, but I think a good idea is for this committee to put together the list of the things that need to get done, submit that, and then ask Mr. Bornlocker and Mr. Haug and whoever else needs to come up with a estimate of when they're going to be done, and then every month we go over that list and see what's been done, what's not been done, why isn't it done, etc.
Right.
I think that's the way to handle it.
This is taking it one step further, but I want to get at it.
Yeah, Bill.
Some of these things should really have time values to them. Like, if you're sending a mower and a guy or two guys out to Catalpa, is that 3 hours, 6 hours? So when you look at this, not only like when we ask for stuff, I can ask for a bunch of stuff, but it still takes time to do this stuff. And I'm just wondering, like, when we ask for something, there needs to be an associated time value with it, so you actually know, because that's really what we're talking about. We're talking about man hours and time. So if we ask for 100 hours of stuff and we only have 50 hours available, somebody's falling off. Something's not going to get done. So the more you know about, some of this stuff is hard, like going out and maybe cutting, fixing trees that fell in. But a lot of this stuff is repeatable and should have some sort of value to it, so you can kind of measure, what you're really asking. Because you say, oh, just go out and cut down that tree or fix that fence.
I only made 10 of these.
What?
I only made 10 of these.
So anyway, I just think that would be a fair, way of solving two questions of one, why and how does stuff get done or why it doesn't, and also kind of be able to plan a little bit better.
Well, I think so. Some of the things are that certain projects are prioritized based on, weather based on, need, like, for example, like the hunting signage, the hunting program's about to start. DPW has to prioritize putting up the hunting signage before September 13th or whatever date. That has to be a priority. If there's like a weather-related issue, that becomes a priority. And then, yes, there are things like mowing and fixing benches and fences and all these things that have to happen throughout the year. The way the process works for me, at least, is that I have to submit a request through the DPW portal or whatever and ask them to do it. And then they prioritize it, basically. So I don't oversee anything with like DPW's hours, so that's really, I think, where you're saying like you would like to know how many hours will it take a DPW person to do this, right?
Yeah, so like, again, it's two things. It's one is you understand what you're asking. So if I ask for something, well, that's great, Mr. Connell, we need to find 20 hours in our week to do that for you.
Right.
Okay, and what doesn't get done or like, and you really understand the value of what you're asking for.
I think it's important to understand the value. I think the only disconnect, the only concern I have is, there's more projects than people. I'll tell you for 1,000,000%, there is much more project work than there are people. So the way to fix that is either hiring more people or being able to prioritize what's in place. And that, because the same list that we'll develop here, which I think is a great idea, Trails has a list every month. Sometimes Environmental Commission has things that have to be done by DPW, and those are only the ones I oversee. I don't work with Shade Tree Commission, so Connor might be putting in requests. There's all different committees, so the same list that we're putting in, other committees and groups are also, like Parks and Rec, putting in similar lists, and then there's these people to do all of that work. So
this is,
that's the
before you
thing.
go in, this is an answer, wasn't made to answer that question, but it does help answer that question. This is on an annual basis, how much each of these particular recurrent tasks take. This is only the routine maintenance, not a new project. So the project like the signs near my mother's tree, they can estimate that, but they don't know how long that's going to take exactly. But this, for the recurrent things, they can look at this. They probably use the number you're asking for to come up with this number. So this is a piece of that.
The question I got is, historic houses, 4 houses mowing maintenance. What 4 houses do we mow grass on the historic houses? Because on Whitehall Garrison, the tenant mows there. Hagerman House, the tenant mows there. I don't know who mowed the Sedan Van Loo house. It was a shambles.
We hired somebody to do that.
Meadows did?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know this to that detail.
Maybe the one on Hamilton Street, Tulipwood, we probably mow that one.
Yes, we do. I know we.
And probably Van Wickle. That's 2 that I can come up with.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
But see, and part of that discussion, and I brought this up, Phil, is we have 2 full-time employees. Going back to when we did that, because we couldn't get summer help anymore. We got college kids to come out the first few weeks, so we decided, okay, for cutting trees off the trails at Negri Pody and mowing the grass at Negri Pody, these 2 workers were supposed to do what we needed done first, and then the rest of it, they had nothing to do. They helped Public Works, whatever else they needed. It doesn't seem that kind of got lost in transition, I think.
Well, I don't know about particular anecdotes of that, but I can give you an anecdote that when they put in the parking lot on 518 for the hunting, that's open space responsibility.
Right.
A road crew spent a week there. 6 guys spent a week there. So I don't know that anyone is keeping track of the give and take exactly, but there is a lot of give and take.
I'm sure there is,
Give
yeah.
and take between road and water.
Mm-hmm. I understand, but, like I say, we asked for, I think fixing the fence by your mom's tree is not a big project to take. That's a 2-hour, 3-hour job at the best for 2 guys. I could fix it less than that, but, I'm not Public Works.
You're hired.
Thank you. How much is it, what's the hourly rate? More than I made today.
Open space won't pay enough.
So, something else, 2 other things, looking at this list. Something about the watering, and this was discussed at the last shade tree meeting. That's for me, tell Noel. It was discussed about the possibility of DPW workers being paid overtime just for watering trees. Of course, that's just an idea. We'll have to go through everybody to approve it. And being paid out of the Shade Tree Trust Fund. Because we do have money there for that.
So write that down.
Yes.
And the DPW liaison who's there, I asked him, do you think the DPW people would want to have overtime to do that? And he was all over it and said, absolutely, they would want to do that.
Well, Arnie, just if you look at our budget, salary, wages, overtime, full-time, or full-time, it's $25,000 budget. It looks like the monthly expenditure is about $500. We still got $24,000 left, so they're not using the overtime money in the budget.
You mean out of open space?
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
I mean,
whether it comes out of open space or Shade Tree?
But I'm saying it's right here, and if we've got it on our budget, and it says start budget amount $25,000, balance of June 1, $25,000, monthly expenditure is $574.62. So, great idea, but they're not spending, they're not using what we got now.
It's either way. It's something for management to determine whether this is something that can be done and want it to be done. Where the money comes from, whether it's Shade Tree or open space. If it doesn't come out of open space, then the open space money stays in open space. So that's one thing. The other thing I just had a question on. The very last thing on this list, vacations, PTO, personal time off.
Ask about that. That's time. If you have, say, a full-time guy working for you, he gets time off.
I understand.
So,
My question is, does that come out of open space money?
it comes out of open
Okay,
space.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I asked that question too. We're paying for vacation, and
Yeah.
it was explained to me.
Right. Okay. But we're not paying for, at this point, we're not paying for benefits, for like health benefits and things like that.
Correct. I think we need to you need to discuss, and I'll be here for it, the 10% rule with 2 more parks, especially Catalpa Park coming on. And the benefits thing. I mean, you said it I watched the June meeting literally 3 times. I had AI do a transcript of the meeting, and I studied it. So I know everything that was said. And you said that council will take money out of open space so that we don't have to increase taxes. That's absolutely correct. We do that. And that happens at the end of the year, and end of the financing year. So let me back that up. That happens at the end of the time that we're figuring out the budget. We come up and we see how much do we have to raise taxes in order to cover this budget. And 2 years in a row, it started out at 10%. Last year, we got it down to 6%. This year, we got it down. I couldn't morally do 6% again, so we got it down to 2.6%. Council has for a decade taken general fund money to pay for open space activities. When we were doing tax raises of 0%, 1%, you could do that. But if you do that when we've got 6% or even almost 3%, that is double taxing, because they've already paid the open space fee, which they voted to say you can use for maintenance. And then we're going to kind of put that aside to the place that everyone here's heart is, buying property. But that's not what they voted for. I actually predicted that vote was going to go down, that people were going to say no, buy open space. Well, no, it actually, by I think a fair margin, it went to no, use it for rec and et cetera. So it's hard to justify a big tax raise when there's money sitting there. So that 10%, as these ridiculous healthcare costs go up, is going to be hard to hold to. I mean, we're at 9.3. That's bumping up against the edge. So that's something, and you may stick to, no, we want 10%, and the council may say sorry, or maybe things will get better. But I think that's something that's worth discussing again.
Well, I look at it this way, with this, the assessments that the town raised, everybody's assessment in town, we don't know what the tax rate is in the county yet, but I think our nickel is gonna be a lot, if we're 8 million this year, I bet you're at over 10 next year because the way the assessments went up.
Yeah.
So I think that 10% is not a bad number at this point in time till we know more. Somewhere, the tax rate that number can come in, is never gonna go down or flatline, it's gonna keep going up because the assessments keep going up.
Well, there's times that assessments go down. We saw that in 2008. But yes, you're basically correct. But that 10% is a good. I'm sorry. The nickel for every 100 is a good number for buying open space, because as assessments go up, then the cost of us buying land goes up. But if we're adding work to do, that 10% is no longer just, in my opinion, may no longer be justified.
But at some point, you're not gonna be able to buy any more land. It's gonna be all.
I hear it, and that's where my heart is. But when you're the guy who's got to pay the bills and the guy who's got to raise taxes, that's the rock in the hard place.
Well, I think the 10% would be more of could be a guideline to just try and stay there.
Well,
I mean,
right now it's yellow.
Yeah.
It's not 4% where it would be green, it's yellow. And you may say, no, stick to the 10, and council will have to make a decision. But I unlike was mentioned at that meeting, I do value your advice. So I want to hear that debate.
Well, as Bob said, next year it could be 10 million that we're pulling in from that 5 cent per 100, which means that $1 million, the 10% becomes $1 million.
Yeah.
So we just gained $200,000 to pay for whatever needs to be paid for. If that goes towards health benefits or whatever, I mean, I know health benefits probably cost a lot more than that, but it can be.
Yeah, no, you're right. In 2022, we were around 6 million. So because it grew, that helps us stay within the 10%.
well, with health benefits going up and health benefits are gonna go up, what you could do is you don't necessarily have to take all the benefit money out of open space, could be a portion.
Right, I'm just saying we might have to take more money.
What percentage of the benefits of the workers pay in town? Can you say? Do you know?
At budget time, I know. I don't remember. Right
Isn't it usually like 25-30%, something like that ballpark figure, something like
I'm not going to guess because I don't remember.
I'm guessing.
Because I mean,
Unofficially, I'm guessing.
Times have changed. I mean, at one time they didn't pay anything, and they're paying, I guess, every contractor they pay more. But for somebody who's had to buy their own health insurance for years, I don't pity. If somebody says I got to pay 25% of my health insurance bills, I'd say, that's not. Don't gripe about it.
Yeah, but you don't wish that upon somebody. You wish that you didn't have to pay as much for yours too.
Right.
Maybe not.
Right.
Can somebody explain the 10% rule? I'm sorry,
Back in 2015-16, Arnie, the committee, going back to the 2 full-time employees, that we decided to hire these 2 guys full-time. And the next month, Bob and I, we had talked about it. We decided, okay, to help pay for these, we're going to cap the money for these salaries at 10% of the open space tax.
okay, thank you.
So back then it was 6 million or so. Now that was 600,000. It went towards whatever we needed it for, maintenance, whatever. So now it's up to, now we want next year, we don't know what the assessments and when does town know about how much is coming in? Because the tax bills they don't go calendar year, they're
October.
We'll know what's coming in.
The books close in October.
Okay.
Wasn't it at one point?
We don't get the number until after January.
Wasn't it at one point that the township,
That's when you're gonna have the budget.
Wait, Harden, Bob, Arnie's talking.
I was just gonna say, wasn't it at one point that the township voted 2% per $100? And then we had another vote, and
Yeah.
we went up to 5 cents per $100.
Yep.
You know, it's very rare in New Jersey that people vote down open space tax monies. And I say that knock on wood,
Are
you
you
know.
suggesting we increase the,
I'm not making any suggestions. I'm just letting people know that at one point it was 2 cents and we raised it because there was a referendum and it was raised to 5 cents per
people have
$100.
approached me to lower the tax?
Basking Ridge actually eliminated the tax. Basking Ridge eliminated the tax.
Probably have enough to take care of it.
They don't, there's nothing up there.
That makes sense in some ways, but who's watering their trees?
But they still need to maintain, so they're taking out of the general.
Here's a question for you. So back in the day, before you start taking money out of the open space fund, there was money in the municipal budget for salaries. Where happened, that money just got put in somewhere else? There had to be the town's budget, the municipal budget had to be, we had parks for forever here, not, you know, there was all the smaller parks, there was maintenance on parks. So public works employees got paid out of the municipal budget.
Yeah.
What happened to that money?
The list probably wasn't so long.
Right, that's the thing.
I think Phil answered that question when he said that, at some point, you know, they decided that instead of increasing property taxes for everybody, you don't want to do a double tax.
No, I understand that, but we're saying somewhere along the line, there was a budget of 50,000 or 20,000 for municipal employees.
The answer is, and I looked at this 2 months ago, so I might get the numbers wrong. Since I've been mayor, the consumer price index has gone up 35%. The amount that we raise in taxes has gone up 17%. So, I mean, you can criticize me, I'm not raising taxes fast enough to be able to pay for all this stuff.
Shame on you.
Yeah, but that's still, I understand that, but it wasn't my question. There was somewhere along the line, it was budgeted money for employees.
Right, and now they want more money because our prices have gone up.
Well, I
So we
understand.
We have a bigger
That's
headcount.
my question. My question is, what happened to that 20,000, 50,000, they got put somewhere else, or you don't budget for salaries anymore in the municipal budget, do you?
And what was it?
Of course we do. Or do you mean open space?
No.
You mean like the police?
No, back,
Whoever took care of the parks back before the open space tax, but we probably had a much shorter list of chores.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
yeah, but what I'm saying, there was money budgeted in the municipal budget.
Yeah, but it
for
was,
that.
it was a tiny portion.
Well, that's fine, but instead of keeping that small portion in the budget, it's gone.
They paid for other things.
Well, there's probably other municipal employees and, you know, yeah, other municipal
we care
employees,
about.
I would assume, yeah.
Right, I would like to see that, I would really like to see that number. I bet you it's not as small as everybody thinks it is. Anyway,
It's either they get paid out of open space money or the general fund. And if it comes out of the general fund, our property taxes go up.
I understand that, but what I'm referring to is back in the day, there was a line item on the municipal budget, so that line item just went away because it's coming out of open space. If that item stayed there, would not so much come out of open space. Anyway, any other comments or questions or things we want to bring up to the mayor?
So the one thing that I think is an action item that Phil brought up was that we need to put together a list of things that we need to put together, what we see needs to be done.
That includes the subcommittees and everything.
How do you want to go about doing this list? I mean, your people, you know, the next, for September meeting, come in, right, you know, if you're transverse town, you see stuff going on, come in, we'll make a list up in the next September meeting, and
No, what you should do is have the budget committee come up with it. Set up the time for the budget committee that we had, and then we could talk about it then. And whoever else wants to email something should email it to you.
That's excellent, Bob, because that's what I was thinking, is that whoever has suggestions, email them either to Bob or Tara or whoever, and that can all be put together, and whatever the budget committee comes up with also. And everybody has their say, everybody has their input, and at some point we'll have a list and we can discuss it here.
Okay, sounds like a plan.
What month is budget month?
What was that from?
What month is budget month? On what meeting are we going to discuss the budget?
Well,
I want that nailed down.
I would think closer to budget time than no numbers or money till later on, you said.
So my thought is, you make it about in October. So October's too soon, because she might not be quite done with it. November, we're at League of Municipalities. December, we often don't have a meeting, so January.
January, okay. So we discussed that last, so. But in the meantime, the budget meeting, we figure we'll get closer to January, we'll have it in January. And as far as maintenance stuff, email to Arnie. Or me, send it, call me, text me or whatever. Come up with a list of stuff in September, we'll start going over it, putting stuff together and we may not get done with this year, but we'll get
Lay the
going.
foundation.
It's a great idea, Mr. Mayor.
Keeping in mind that we don't usually meet in July,
Right.
and we did meet in July specifically for this purpose.
Correct.
We don't usually meet in December because we used to have a party.
We will have one this year.
We haven't been doing that, I don't think, for the last couple of years, have we?
This little court volunteered to take charge of that just now, so we're having one in December.
We're gonna have a meeting in December.
No, a party.
At his house?
I don't care.
Giovanni's.
Giovanni's. No. If there's no more to bring up or discuss, Phil, anything you want to ask or want to know about that we haven't talked about that?
I did have something, but I can't remember. I don't remember. I guess not.
I would like, I'm sorry.
Oh, I didn't commit to that. I agree, you guys should have seen those plans before it went out. Who goes first, land use or open space? That could be argued, but before all of council sees it, I agree you guys should have seen it, and I will endeavor to make sure that happens in the future. That's on me. We're not going to have a meeting in August, or that it's not one planned, but Metler Park, Jennifer Combs, who's kind of the mayor of East Millstone currently, wants to make some changes at there, put in some benches, a butterfly garden, things like
Signs,
that.
Bill. Signs, too.
Signs, he's saying.
Signs.
Right, oh yeah, the signs that this committee paid for to name it Metler
Neruda, yeah.
Neruda
yeah.
Park. I'd like her to present that in August so we can get it done.
Phil, is that the park behind the Western Square building?
On the side of it.
The one in front of the post office.
Okay,
By the canal. Behind the First Aid Squad.
I know what you're talking about, yeah.
You want to meet in August, you're
It's
saying?
not our park.
It's not our
It's
park.
the state park.
It's part of the state park, yeah.
Right, and we're supposed to take care of it. And we're supposed to ask them to do things and we just do them.
Good luck, yeah, you're better off.
Yeah.
Path of resistance.
In lieu of having an August meeting, would be a motion on the floor now to agree to go ahead with the changes or updates? Maybe updates to the park, it wouldn't be changes.
I'll make a motion to do let's get this done.
Get what done?
2 years.
Yeah.
Specifically done.
Okay.
Get what done?
We got
Park.
a motion, we have a second? Okay. Get on it, ask your question.
I'm trying to understand what this motion is.
To put up the sign that says Netler Neruda Park, put in a couple of picnic tables.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about Catalpa Park. Okay, because I want to talk about Catalpa for a minute. But yeah, okay, I'm fine with
At
it.
Chapel Park, we'd like to do cannon training.
All right, so Bob's motion to do the upgrades on Metler Neruda Park. Do we have a second for that?
I'll second it.
All in
Do
favor?
upgrades or complete upgrades?
What?
Is it, we gave them money for this, right?
Yeah, we're not looking for money, we're just looking for permission.
So complete upgrades would be the correct word, not do upgrades.
Sure.
The upgrades themselves have not started,
Okay.
but the signs are done. The plan is done.
Gotta be able to put the stuff in there. Bob's been passed away for almost 3 years.
Any more discussion on the motion?
Huh?
All right,
Oh, all right.
Not 5 years.
all in favor of the
Because
motion?
it was right at the
That's
beginning
right.
of COVID.
It was COVID.
It was the last thing we went to
4
before
years.
the lockdown, was his funeral.
Right, I actually didn't go because I was concerned about COVID.
Yeah, you didn't go, and I did.
Right.
And
look what happened.
And I did too.
We've got a motion on the floor. All in favor of the motion on the floor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
So I would like to go back to
Yeah, go on.
for a minute. So is there a way that we can find out what we were talking about, the trees that are gonna be taken down for the pickleball, for the tennis courts, possibly for basketball, and how far is the distance between those things, pickleball, tennis and all, and the houses on the other side of the trees in two different directions, and also what's the distance and how much buffer of trees do we have in between those courts and the residential properties?
I think that park is set down,
There's a clip at the edge.
okay, and right?
Yeah.
The houses and the trees are up on I wouldn't say a bluff, but so this is pretty much further down. So the sound is only gonna go like this, it's not gonna, but still,
That doesn't preclude us from finding.
Yeah, no, of course, I'm not saying not to do it.
And what's happened to
But
the
sound travels in
I have that.
strange ways.
I have all these listed in my notes, and so I can bring that to Bob and ask him if, what the responses are. So I wrote down all of the notes.
They should be able to lay the both plans over a GPS map.
They will be able to, yeah.
Just going back to Arnie's point about the sound near the pickleball, there's a lot of townhouses by the cricket fields. And I feel like, I don't know if that was, what consideration was done for
Well,
soundproofing
they did,
cricket
a
fields.
study was
Good long
done.
ways, and the plans had at least one row of trees running
Okay.
across that. There was space in the.
One row of trees doesn't do diddly
Public
squat.
debate over that.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I know the
Yeah.
public debate about the ones near the houses eliminated them from the fields by the houses, but not by the townhouses.
SQUAT.
So,
Not the cricket fields.
right, so I want to make sure there
Not
is trees
along that
over there, a good plan.
Right.
I think homeowners might be a little louder than town homeowners, and I'm a town homeowner, so I want to advocate.
I mean, there was, in one of the minutes, there was something about, I saw something about a noise study being done. It didn't give any details about decibel levels or anything like that. And I know we don't use decibels anymore, it's a nuisance code. But as Ted just said, there's going to be a row of trees there, and a row of trees doesn't do anything as far as knocking down noise, about remediating noise. You need at least 50 feet of thick trees to have any impact on the noise.
And I would just love to, as far as like finding out what the Brown Trail situation is, and is there a way to kind of keep a version of that alive? Because there are people who use that trail regularly. And so if there's a way is it going to just have to start now closer to the golf course, or can it be woven in some way into the existing plan?
And who's going to take care of the signage for where the new starts part is? Because people are going to be concerned.
For the
Where do I
trail?
go?
Yeah. Right, we'll have to update our maps as well.
Just don't walk by the 13th hole, you get hit by a golf. If I'm playing.
There's liability insurance.
What?
Did I give you a little report from the Environmental Commission?
Pardon me?
I'll give you a little report from the
The
environmental.
other next on the agenda is update from other committees.
Just,
Fire away.
I want to give Vanessa lots of credit. Saturday night's Firefly Walk in John Clyde Grassland Preserve was magnificent. It was a perfect night. We had a beautiful sunset to watch. I'd never been there before. And to get deep in there, we saw not one light, except thousands and thousands of fireflies. It worked out really well. Tara, thank you for getting everything there. We brought literature, and I approached almost everybody that was there, talking to them about Dark Sky International and nighttime illumination and how we want to be careful about how we light our homes and our businesses, and that the Environmental Commission is interested even in amending Franklin's lighting ordinances so we're in compliance with what Dark Sky recommends for human health and animal health and insect health. And it was a great evening, and teacher Vanessa here read a little book on fireflies to everybody, and there were just enough kids to make us excited to follow the kids being excited about the fireflies. So
There's a lot this year.
Yeah.
It was a good year for them.
Huh?
Good year.
Okay, thank you. Thanks for being there. It was nice to partner. I know, Arnie, you've come in the past to one of our firefly hikes. It's definitely something you won't regret participating in. It's really lovely. And can we pull that up?
Oh, yes.
So I actually wanted to. I just have like a 60-second video and a 30-second video just to kind of give you a taste of the Firefly hike. So hopefully consider. You turn the volume up?
Yes. Hold on.
It's muted.
It's muted. Okay. Wait,
bottom
hold on one
right.
second.
Go to the.
Bear with me for 1 second.
On the
here.
right hand
Right.
side, the little X. Get rid of the X there.
Okay, it's up. Now hold on. I might need to. Let me turn this up because I never used the volume on this TV before. This is for the camera. Oh, here we go. All right.
Good.
Well, let's see if it works.
If you hit those two arrows, it'll get big.
Yes.
Okay, now
There
we're.
should be like.
Numbers come from.
Is that too loud or that?
Can you turn it up a little louder? What? What?
The other one's like 30 seconds. And
It just don't have the remote for that speaker, so it's just gonna be loud. The
We'll just
TV
be
is
loud.
off, my
It's gonna be
computer is
super
on
short,
mute, and it's still doing
And just
this.
listen to what the kid says. That's all.
Okay. Okay, let's see, because okay, here we go. All right,
No, it's not that. Oh yeah, that's it. But you need the volume.
okay, where's the volume here now? Let's see.
That
Oh
was
my
it.
gosh,
That
this-
was down to 2.
Oh, here we go, okay.
A little bit of rain. They all go to the
Let me turn the
trees.
volumes up.
It's like
Oh,
Christmas.
let me see if I can do this.
Under the trees.
That's what. Yeah.
Okay, now we'll make it big, right?
Oh yeah. But it's really more of a listen than a watch for this one. There's nothing. It's
Gotta
muted
put the
again,
video
Sarah.
on the top, bottom right.
Bottom right.
You see the
Bottom right corner.
He wasn't gonna stop saying that until it was acknowledged.
How many people figure were there?
Over 30?
I was gonna say, I'll
Turnout for that.
Yeah.
That's nice.
It was, yeah.
We had about 30, we had 33 people register, and then we had like 20 people just show up, but not everybody who registered came.
Right, nice. Good.
And everybody took the walk and was so respectful. People were speaking, but in very muted tones. So you could enjoy the nature, but you also knew you were there with other people. So
Yeah.
it was
It
very
was more of a walk also,
Yeah.
all the way around.
Yeah, it was very comforting, I thought, yeah. Well done, Vanessa.
Yeah, well, it was nice to enjoy it. And when I think about our open spaces, I had happened upon, on the 4th of July one year, I was like, I wonder what they look like from John Clyde.
Yeah.
And I just went to the parking lot and to see the fireworks. And then I was like, forget about the fireworks, look at
Yeah.
the fireflies.
Yeah, they're
It was just such an
beautiful.
amazing show, and then took that to trails, and we were just like, let's bring people into this. Let's bring people in, and it's definitely, I think, our most successful event every year.
For sure.
Thank you. No public comment. We're going to go to executive session. One thing I did want to bring up, I talked to Phil about this last night, and I don't know how we get on this. I got a call from a couple Franklin residents who live near Middlebury Park, told me about how disgusting the park was as far as trash is being around. I don't know if we're not maintaining the garbage cans enough, or people are just pigs.
Or both.
Probably both. So I don't know how we manage to clean it up or get it cleaner or what, but
I plan to drive it today. I didn't know this morning. I'll drive it tomorrow.
That was gonna be on my list of our suggestions.
right.
Whether it's more garbage cans needed, whether it's more strategically placed garbage cans, or more pickups by DPW. But that was one of the things I was gonna put on the list.
Like I said, I just wanted to bring that up because I got calls from, I was getting breakfast one day, and one of the residents come up to me and says, "Your open space chair?" "Yeah, well, I wanted to comment about Middlebury Park being."
It's not the first time I've heard it before.
Okay.
So it must be real.
Right. Okay, if there's nothing else, a motion to adjourn?
Moved.
Second?
Second?
All in
Second.
favor?